So day 3 of the challenge, align your life with your soulful purpose. Good morning, wonderful Alexis. Thank you for joining me. And today's subject is about joy and laughter. So I'm so happy to finally be moving out of the harder issues like the day 1, day 2, as in fear and hopelessness, even though we spoke about courage and hope. But today is all about laughter and about joy. And why I wanted to address this. And I wanted to address this because I relate these subjects, joy and laughter in particular, not that they're only there, to the 3rd chakra, which is the chakra of the I am, which is the chakra of our sun that shines bright. It is the chakra of our own power, or standing in our own power. And in line with that, today I'm accompanying myself with, hold on, I want to show it in the white background, with the Aura Soma bottle, yellow like the 3rd chakra. I have a few sisters here as well, gold and yellow and clear, and orange and yellow. And this is because I love the energy of this yellow, of our sons, our S-O-N, sons, not our sons, our children. So why is this a subject I wanted to address? Because the truth is, in today's society and in the way in which we lead lives most normally, and we go about living our lives and taking ourselves seriously, and about suffering, and about being under the pressure of 9-to-5 jobs, and under the pressure of living life as a duty and as obligations, we forget the essence of our soul. And the essence of our soul is joy. So much so that somebody once taught me, a master taught me, that the soul recognizes the path by the joy. So let me repeat this because it's such a simple statement, but such an important statement. The soul, our soul, recognizes the path we're taking, as it is this the soulful path, through the joy it is feeling as we journey through the path. Alexis, you are listening to this. Do you agree with this? Do you feel this feeling of joy when you connect with your soul versus as you veer off the path where you know that you should be, or you don't know, or you're lost and you feel less joyful? Can you connect with this? I know for me this is true. I have recognized many times. Yes, thank you, Alexis, for sharing that. Yes, I know for me this to be true as well. I have experienced many times veering off path. I have many times becoming lost in the forest of doubt, lost in the forest of fear, lost in the forest of hopelessness, of tiredness, of depletion, of not knowing what I wanted. Lost in the forest of not having stepped into my power, not having embraced who I am, having lived off of people's prejudices, having allowed this 3rd chakra, which is the 3rd chakra of the I am, of my personal power, to be in implosion because I was ashamed of some parts of me, because people had made fun of me, because I had been bullied, and because I was afraid of expressing my power. Or at other times because, on the contrary, I had no measure of my own power, and I had expressed too much fire and too much of myself, too much of me. And too much of me is not good either, because I overpower others and I don't let others' suns shine just like mine. Wow, this is totally resonating. Thank you, Alexis. You know, I appreciate you saying this, because one of the things I always pray before doing these lives is that the message that needs to come through me to you reaches the people that need this message. And the fact that you're telling me that it's resonating with you and that you're here today is one more confirmation, and I thank you for that confirmation. So yeah, so going back to what I was saying is that our personal power, center of our personal power, which is the third chakra, if it's out of balance, it can go either way. You know, the polarities of the third chakra are superior and inferior. Those are the polarities. I'm either superior to you, and I'm in the arrogance of my truth is the only truth that's worth it, and I'm the best, and I will win, and look at me, ha, I'm so cool, versus poor me, nobody loves me, and what if I say something and then they don't like it and then they won't love me? And so it's inferior and superior. These are the polarities of this chakra out of balance. Now, as I always explain, the chakra gives birth to a body. In the case of the third chakra, it gives birth to the third body. The third body is like a big egg, that egg of light, of yellow light that surrounds our body. It's not in the shape of our body like the second body that we discussed yesterday. It's like a big egg of energy. And as it happens, it is magnetic, and we can expand it and we can make it more at ease. For example, let me give you an example that I love about this that you will recognize for sure. You noticed when you are in metro or in a bus and you're like tight, and like not wanting anybody to touch you. That's when your third body is like totally shrunk to its minimum expression, you know, and it's totally tiny, and you know, you don't want to connect with the other people's energies. And the opposite is true when we're driving our cars and our whole third body is occupying our whole car. And so when we stop at the light and we are expanded in our whole car, and then we looked at the side and there's another car and the other person is expanded in their own car, and it's almost like our third bodies will come out of the car, so the cars are the confines to the third body. I love these examples because the imageries are so powerful and so right on. At least they were for me. I hope you can see that too. So this is how we stand in our power, through this I am energy coming out from our third chakra. The position, the location of our third chakra is at the sternum in the front, and in between the 12 vertebrae and the first lumbar vertebrae in the back. That's back and front of the third chakra. So we receive and give, and we receive and give from both sides. Mostly we say that the back is the receiving side and the front is the giving side, but actually the flow goes both ways. And why am I saying all of this? Because when we become aware that not only it is okay to stand in our power, but that if we stand in our power in a loving way, in alignment with who we are, loving and embracing who's by our side, and not to cast a shadow with our light on the other person, or to blind the other person because our sun is so shiny, so overpowering. Just if we shine bright our uniqueness, then we understand that it's okay if you by my side can shine bright your uniqueness and you can shine bright your uniqueness. Because the more we stand in our uniqueness, the least fearful we are that others can take our place or can feel even threatened by us, because there's nobody like us. There's nobody like us. So Alexis is saying, this is so useful for the work I do with acting, teaching actors, standing in our power in a loving way. Love it. Yes, Alexis, totally yes, particularly in acting. This is so true, because in acting, there's a lot of being a star and of being, I'm the best, and the ego sometimes takes, a lot of place in acting. So for an actor to be able to stand in their power without letting the ego take over is amazingly powerful, because they can become amazing and yet stay centered and loving. And they will be loved so much more for this, because through this balance and harmony in their third chakra, people that watch him, and peers, but people that watch him, because actors want people to watch and take what they have to give, will be able to feel even more in relationship with whatever this actor is giving. So it's even more powerful. And for us, even as coaching, because I know, Alexis, you have this incredible, beautiful creativity where you put together the coaching and acting and the skills. As coaches, I've heard it many times from different coaches in different ways, that standing in our own uniqueness is the only way to not have competition. And that's true too. And I like that statement, but I find that statement to be, from where I stand and from my healer shamanic approach to life, even though I am an ex-business executive, top manager of top multinationals, I have that side too. But from where I stand now, having integrated more both sides of the equation, just saying that being myself and having the courage of being unique is great, because then nobody can take my place. I find it that it lacks just a little bit more depth. And with what I'm saying now, I'm trying to say that this has a little bit more depth. So yes, and there's the other side too. I need to put my glasses. So much self-judgment and timidity. Yes, Alexis, that is the downside, the polarity of the third chakra. That's the inferior. Like I said, superior and inferior. It's both sides of the same coin when the third chakra is not in alignment. But why have I spoken so much about the third chakra when the subject of today was joy and laughter? Because when we are shining bright in our own power, when our soul is in alignment with our own power, we feel joy. Now, I said, and this is what I want to leave you with in every day of this challenge, is I always want to give you tools. And I love it that you're here, Alexis, because in the actor's world, I'm going to say you probably either know the exercise or you will be able to apply it. So science knows, they've made many scientific experiments by which they now know that if we're not feeling happy, that we put a happy face and we fake a smile when we're not feeling it, after a while we're going to start feeling happy. And science knows this. And also we have found out, and you might have seen many clips in internet and everything, that laughter is contagious. And so connecting with joy through laughter, even though at the beginning might be fake, is an amazing tool to get out of a funky mood when we're in a day where we're feeling off kilter. So, for example, I start laughing for no reason. I have to stop myself, because the minute you start, then real laughter takes over. It's amazing. And so when we do this, then our endorphins start moving from our whole body, because laughter creates endorphins, and endorphins make us feel good. Endorphins are the same hormones that are launched when we do sports or when we eat chocolate, and they're very similar to the ones we eat when we are in love. And endorphins are the feel-good hormone. And so this is such a simple trick, but so powerful. So many times in a gloomy day, in a winter gloomy day, we feel off kilter and we feel gray, gloomy, and out of joy. And yes, true, we have to look at the at the inner reasons why we're off kilter. For sure, maybe we're off balance, and so clearly we need to do the work we need to do. But from an immediate standpoint, from getting immediately out of the funk and not letting that funk grab us and pull us down, this is such a simple exercise. So just start laughing. You don't need anything. You don't need a phone. You don't need nothing. Just start laughing. 2-3 minutes, boom, it'll change completely. And if you can do it in your house and you're alone, you don't have to be shy. You don't have to think, oh, somebody's watching. Nobody's watching. Just do it, and you will notice how amazing that feels. Now, another thing to do, but it's a little bit more complex because then you need something to do it, is to just put an amazing song like the one I put while I was waiting for people to connect today from Robbie Williams, I Love My Life. That's one of the ones I like, but I put that times a day and I just start dancing to it like a crazy lady. But you can choose the one you want. And it's like a mini joyful energy charger. And these are such simple tricks. Sometimes we go through life, like I said at the beginning of today, thinking, we take ourselves so seriously and we think that everything needs this big, fantastic solution that has to be this well thought out way out of this funk in which we are. And sometimes such simple things are the key to big things. And these two tricks are two simple tricks that are keys to joy. Of course, joy won't be lasting if we don't do our inner work, if we don't work on the courage to confront our fears, if we don't move from hopelessness to hope, if we don't tap into our balance, if we keep in the polarities of the third chakra. Yes, we will laugh and we will dance for a little bit, we will feel good a little bit, and then we will shift back to the off-kilter position. The point is that we can use these expedients to help us right there and then, and to not fall in a rut from which it is much more difficult to come out. It's harder to come out if we are in a rut. These move us, shift us, get us immediately out of that place in which we're slowly shifting into. So this is the most important thing I wanted to say today, and I wanted to invite you to have the courage to be seen, to embrace yourself fully with every single one of your characteristics, every single one of your imperfections, every single one of your wonderful gifts. And I can tell you, for me, I'm not there yet. I am struggling a lot with accepting myself the way I am. I've come a long way. But I still I'm shy about my body, and I struggle with it a lot. And my mind tells me something, and my mind tells me, you're okay. But my off-kilter energy in the messages I've received from my past are still hard to overcome. The awareness is big. It's much bigger than it was before. And I know that slowly but surely I'm embracing it, and I'm feeling more comfortable with it. And I'm sharing it because I know that many of us have our own quirks with which we don't feel comfortable about. And I know for me, and I've written a whole article about this. I'm going to put the link, like I do daily, about how I lived divided for almost my whole life until probably not even a year ago or so, or a couple of years ago. I was scared to embrace all of me. I was scared of my own power. I was scared. Thank you for that heart, Alexis. I was scared of showing a side of me that I normally kept hidden from the world. I had embraced mostly my let's say, masculine type characteristics. I was a go-getter. I knew what I was doing. I was a planner. I was a businesswoman. I was a woman of the world. And that's the side that for many, many years I had chosen to let the world see. And I was not letting the world see all of this that you're seeing now, this whole healer shamanic side that was there. And I would go away into a retreat and connect with that and then come out of it and get back into the world. And I was living this complete separation because I wasn't able to embrace all of my unique quirks, understanding that all of them were important for me to step in my own power. Until I finally, through a lot of inner work and different exercise and healing of different types, I embraced both sides of myself, and I started manifesting myself and showing myself in my daily life through my feminine side as much as through my masculine side, understanding that these both things were needed. It was needed to go ahead, and it was needed to stop and embrace and see and nurture. Both sides are fundamental. And so I hope that what you take from today's live about joy and laughter is the importance to accept yourself the way you are, to have the courage to step into your power, to not be afraid of letting yourself be seen for who you are with all of your unique traits and characteristics and all the gifts that make you who you are. Because I'm learning every day more that different messages reach different people. So let me rephrase that. Different ways of conveying messages reach different people. So the same message can be conveyed by different people in different ways, and different people are able to receive it from one or not the other. That's why it's so important that we're all showing up. All of us, coaches, light workers, people that want to stand in our hearts and help the world be a better place by helping ourselves first and then helping others. So I hope that's what you take away from me today, from this live. To stand in your own power with courage, with joy, to connect with laughter and joy whenever you're feeling funky, to be able to notice yourself when your third chakra, your power chakra, gets off kilter, so you can know when you're shifting into the superior to you or the inferior to you, because as we gain awareness of this, more and more we're able to come to the correct harmony. So I'm also going to leave you with a 10-minute visualization that is free on my website, that you can use any time of day to harmonize all of your chakras. It's a very quick 10-minute, nice, easy visualization, so it can help with any of the chakras. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for following. And tomorrow is going to be about love and light. Bye. Bye, Alexis. Bye, everybody. Thank you, and shine bright. Yes.